Morning and welcome to Cawfeetawk. So I want to talk to you about loneliness. I think that people sometimes have the wrong idea about what loneliness is. A lot of times when you ask somebody who's never really been lonely what loneliness is, they will give you the Hollywood version. A person who lives alone, some sort of squatter who is cut off from the outside world. And that's one type of loneliness. But the loneliness that I experienced in my move to Alabama was a different type. And I want to talk to you about it because I think it's important. I posted yesterday about my Keurig Cawfeetawk event in Birmingham that's happening on the 18th. And I got a few emails from people who said they wanted to come, but they didn't have anybody to come with. And that is interesting to me for a lot of reasons, but I understand it. And some of those people are people who moved to Alabama and haven't made a good core group of friends yet. So I want to talk a little bit about that. When I came to Alabama, when I decided to create a life here, I was engaged to Michael and I packed up my business in Los Angeles and I moved here. And you would think, with my big personality, that it would have been easy to make friends. But the truth is, it wasn't. I didn't know. First of all, I'm directionally challenged in the worst way possible. I can't tell you how many times I've called my husband from somewhere in a panic. Which way do I go? Hurry up. The light's going to turn green. Which way do I go? And he's like, I don't know where you are. So I didn't know the lay of the land. I couldn't find my place anywhere. And for me, making friends when I was so different was hard. People were afraid to take a chance on me because they were not sure if loud and outgoing and direct and outspoken was trustworthy at that point, because it was so different from what they knew. So they weren't sure. Did that equate to loyal, trustworthy, the things that people look for in friendships as adults? So while I was surrounded by Michael and his family, I was the loneliest I had ever been in my life. I was cut off from everything that I knew, everyone that I loved. I would make jokes with Michael and his family about freestyle music or, pizza bagels, and no one would laugh. Nobody got the references. I would say things like, and then she said they were going to the shore, but everybody knows it's down the shore. And they would be like, what? Ironically, I would translate all of my odd humor into a television show. But 7.5 years ago, I was the loneliest I had ever been. I would sit in the bedroom with Michael and he would read, and I would write in my journal about how I was going to survive. I felt like I was breathing through a straw. That I had enough air to breathe, but not enough to really flourish. I was so unbelievably lonely. One by one, I met the Bells. And I held on to them for dear life. They say you are a product of the 5 people closest to you. And I look at my Bells here in Birmingham, and I think, man, I got lucky. I mean, I don't know what it was in that Babies R Us that made Scarlett take a chance on me, or Leanne in La Paz, why someone brought this loud, outgoing, crazy girl to a dinner, and she decided, hey, I'm going to follow up with that girl. I'm going to be that girl's friend. Or why Lucy met me at a house party and the two of us started talking and she thought, no one else is really talking to this girl, so I'll talk to her. We ended up meeting each other more than we could have ever imagined. And it was that way with all of the bells. I want people to understand that I know loneliness. I know it. I know what it feels like to sit in a room full of people and smile and feel like you couldn't be more alone. In your thoughts, in your wants, in your desires, in what you miss, in what you want. Anytime I have a Coffee Talk event, if you come by yourself, you will not be alone. If you ask anybody who has been to one of my events, they will tell you that I do everything I can to make everybody who comes feel like they have been seen, that they have been heard. And the beautiful thing is that everybody who comes to these events is part of the Coffee Talk family. So they know what we're trying to do. There is so much love and support and recognition from social media. You will not feel alone. If I have to be on my feet for 3 hours, hugging, talking, introducing, whatever I have to do, you will not be alone. Because I know the solitude of loneliness. I know what it feels like to live lonely, the worst kind, when you're surrounded by people, yet you still feel all alone. I just wanted you guys to know that going into this event on the 18th, that the beauty of a Keurig Say Hello Coffee Talk event is you will not be alone. I love you. Have a great day.